Hello and welcome to Jessie Bear Book Club. We like to talk about historical fiction, wild cards, Game of Thrones, and much, much more. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Today I want to talk about Hilary Mantel's Wolf Hall, both the TV show of the same name and the two books the TV show is based on, Wolf Hall and Bringing Up the Bodies. I am grouping the books and the TV show together, as there are very few discrepancies between them. I actually personally think the TV program is better than the books, and that is something I hardly ever say. The TV program was made by the BBC. I find Hilary Mantel's writing style very difficult to read, so I listen to both books on audiobook. But even so, her writing style is a little jarring at times, in my opinion. But it translated very well to TV, and they chose an amazing cast. Thomas Cromwell in both the books and the show is a bit of an enigma. He is played by Mark Rylance, and even though he doesn't look the part, he did a great job and mastered all of Cromwell's strange characteristics from the book. The only quibble I have with his performance as Cromwell is that he doesn't have the rough edges that Cromwell has in the books, but everything else was spot on. His sense of humour from the books translated very well in the Wolf Hall TV show. The TV show made me very happy because I finally got a big ginger Henry VIII, played by Damian Lewis, who did a great job with a very difficult character, having to capture Henry's childlike enthusiasm and loves, as well as how dangerous he was as a king and a man, with touchy pride. Claire Foy was also an amazing Anne Boleyn. Even if she didn't look the part in my opinion, she is probably the closest representation of Anne Boleyn I have ever seen on television, of what I have imagined her to be like from what I have read about her. I love her forced French accent and her catty comments to her sister Mary and her sister-in-law Jane Rochford. Jonathan Pryce was good as Cardinal Wolsey, but perhaps a little too old. He still gave a stellar performance though, and my hat goes off to him, and he was very sympathetic in the role. Anton Lesser, as Sir Thomas More, was brilliant and terrifying. He captured the zeal of religious fanaticism perfectly, and I truly felt a little scared of him at some moments, both in the books and the TV show. Also, in both forms of media, he comes across as a little pompous and bullying in many respects, and especially to his long-suffering wife. But I do think he captured the essence of this character perfectly, even if I found him truly unlikable. The star actor for me, however, was Brennan Hill as the Duke of Norfolk. He encapsulated everything I had ever imagined Thomas Howard, 3rd Duke of Norfolk, to be. A bullying brute, and above all, ambitious in the extreme. He was a blustering aristocrat to perfection. Kate Phillips was a great choice for Jane Seymour. She had the right colouring and gave an amazing performance as Henry VIII's most forgotten queen. She encapsulated the timid bravery to perfection. Whenever I think of Jane Seymour now, I think of Kate Phillips. I read a book about her recently by Alison Weir called The Haunted Queen, and all I could imagine was Kate Phillips in the main character's role. Overall, I really enjoyed this TV program. It followed the books so closely, I am happy to recommend it to book lovers. I also feel it was far more straightforward than the books. The books tend to go on weird inner monologues quite a bit, which distracts you from the main plot. Saying that, however, I am happily looking forward to the next book in the trilogy, The Mirror and the Light, but I'll probably listen to it on audiobook because I do find Hilary Mantel's writing style a little jarring. Her plots are amazing though, and I really hope we get a second season on the BBC, as I know they own the rights to the 3rd book. But what do you think? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And as always, this is just my opinion. Please remember to help out and like this video if you enjoyed it. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lady Jessica Riddell and on Twitter at Jessams. I post on Twitter regularly about my videos. If you want to see more book reviews, character comparisons, and fan theories, please subscribe to Jessie Bear Book Club. I try to post a new video at least once a week. See you next time on Jessie Bear Book Club. Bye!